On the night of April 1st, 2006, a 27-year-old medical student named Brian Shaffer decided to go out with friends in Columbus, Ohio. It was the start of spring break, and he had just finished a long week of exams. For Brian, it was supposed to be a chance to relax, celebrate, and enjoy the weekend. He and his friends began the night with a few drinks at a local bar before heading to a popular spot called the Ugly Tuna Saloon. It was a lively place near the Ohio State University campus, filled with music, laughter, and the typical weekend crowd. Surveillance footage captured Brian at the entrance of the Ugly Tuna around 1:15 in the morning. He was seen walking in with friends, appearing happy and relaxed, but that would be the last confirmed sighting of him. Throughout the night, Brian mingled with different groups of people. He spoke with friends, chatted with other patrons, and even called his girlfriend, who was out of town visiting family. By all accounts, he was in good spirits, but when the bar prepared to close and the crowd began to thin, Brian was nowhere to be found. When his friends left the Ugly Tuna that night, they assumed Brian had already gone home. But when he didn't show up the next day and missed a planned trip with his girlfriend, alarm bells began to ring. Soon after, his family reported him missing. Police quickly launched an investigation. The first step was to review the surveillance cameras inside and outside the Ugly Tuna. The footage clearly showed Brian entering the bar, but strangely, there was no video of him leaving. Officers studied the tapes for hours, rewinding and reviewing every frame, yet Brian simply vanished. The bar's location made this even stranger. The Ugly Tuna was on the second floor of a building, accessible by one main escalator and surrounded by cameras. If Brian had left, the cameras should have caught it, but they didn't. Investigators considered every possibility. Could he have slipped out in a blind spot not covered by the cameras? Could he have changed clothes and blended in with another group? Or was something more sinister at play inside the bar itself? Rumors swirled around the case. Some believed Brian may have staged his own disappearance, overwhelmed by the recent death of his mother. Others suggested foul play, that someone inside the bar had harmed him, somehow managed to avoid detection, but no evidence ever confirmed either theory. Over the years, countless searches were conducted. His family never gave up hope. Brian's father, in particular, remained determined to find answers until his tragic death, just a few years later. Even today, Brian's younger brother continues to seek closure, desperate to know what really happened. To this day, the disappearance of Brian Shaffer remains one of the most baffling unsolved mysteries in America. A man seen walking into a crowded bar, captured on camera, yet never seen leaving. How does someone vanish into thin air? In a place filled with people, cameras, and witnesses? Was Brian a victim of foul play? Did he walk away from his life? Or is the truth something far darker, hidden within the shadows of that April night? The questions remain unanswered, and until new evidence emerges, the case of Brian Shaffer will continue to haunt investigators, family members, and everyone who hears his story. What do you think happened to Brian Shaffer?